I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Ghost Rider issue number 1. Robbie Reyes is rolling back onto the comic page with a brand new series. What'll happen next? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Okay then, so as we join the comic, we check on in with Robbie working at the garage, a garage that looks even more like the one we saw on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. In fact, speaking of the TV show version, Robbie actually looks to be a little bit older than he did in the last Ghost Rider series. Speaking of that series, for those of you who didn't read it and the fact that it got canceled leads me to believe that many of you didn't, it actually ended on a hell of a cliffhanger where Eli Morrow, the evil spirit that allows Robbie to turn into Ghost Rider, possessed his little brother Gabe. None of that is ever mentioned, and from the rest of the comic we can see that Robbie and Eli have managed to once again get into a respectful working relationship. So if you were a booster of the original series like myself, you might feel a little disappointed, but if you're fresh to Ghost Rider and want to read about Robbie because you've seen him on TV, well, more power to you. Another thing this comic really seems to try very hard to do is to hook Robbie into the greater Marvel universe by getting involved with some other new hip young Marvel heroes like the totally awesome Hulk, Amadeus Cho. And he is in a lot of the comic, I should say. We find out that Cho has come to LA because they found some strange new purple element that is affecting the wildlife, mutating them and turning them into giant monsters, so you know, an average day in the Marvel universe. On their way home from the garage, Robbie and Gabe get harassed by a local gangbanger. Robbie's Satan senses start tingling and he figures this guy's up to no good, so he puts Gabe to bed and then comes back as the Ghost Rider to deal with this dude, only as we find out he's actually part of a much bigger human smuggling operation. And believe it or not, that's actually the last time we see Ghost Rider in a comic called Ghost Rider. We then flash forward to the next day where Robbie and his brother are getting some lunch, only to discover that the escaped mutant is actually hanging out in the same area. Who else is there? Well, it's the all-new, all-different Wolverine, Laura Kinney, and her adopted clone sister Gabby. And yeah, that's actually the entirety of Ghost Rider issue number 1. There is, however, a backup story that I actually enjoyed a lot more, wherein Robbie comes to blows with a female fitness instructor and bodybuilder who tries to steal his Hell Charger. But hey, I review the main stories, not the backups. I will, however, say as a first new issue back, this was kind of disappointing. I'll forgive the lack of connective tissue with the last series. I mean, hey, I pretty much felt that was going to happen anyway, but what I won't forgive though is the fact that Ghost Rider feels like an afterthought in his own book. I mean, I can understand trying to make Robbie a bigger cog in the Marvel machine, and maybe they feel that that's part of the reason the last series got canceled as quickly as he did, but still, I mean, you know, I like Robbie, I want to read about him, not Amadeus Cho. The book has also undergone something of an art shift now, at least in the main story. The backup story was closer to original all-new Ghost Rider arc that had that great personality and sense of movement and motion that I enjoyed. I'm not going to write the book off just yet, but I was super excited to see Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider back, and now that I have it though, I'm a little bit disappointed, which is why I can only end up giving this one a 6 out of 10. And a lot of that just has to do with the strength of the backup, honestly. In fact, I think I might actually have liked this comic a lot more if the backup was the main story and the main story was the backup story, which is something I never thought I would hear myself say.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.